Hello everyone, this is Science Vines and you're watching the audiovisual chapter of Class 11th Biology. This is the third part of Chapter 3 Plant Kingdom, and we are starting off with the pteridophytes. The pteridophytes include horsetails and ferns. Pteridophytes are used for medicinal purposes and soil binders. They're also frequently grown as ornamentals. Evolutionarily, they are the first terrestrial plants to possess vascular tissues, xylem and phloem. You shall study more about these tissues in Chapter 6. The pteridophytes are found in cool, damp, shady places, though some may flourish well in sandy soil conditions. You may recall that in bryophytes the dominant phase in the life cycle is the gametophytic plant body. However, in pteridophytes, main plant body is sporophyte, which is differentiated into true root, stems, and leaves. Figure 3.3. Let's see at the figure 3.3. So we are having Selaginella A, B equisetum, C fern, and D salvinia. What are these? Selaginella, equisetum, fern, and salvinia. So this A is Selaginella, B is equisetum, and C is fern, and D is salvinia. So make sure the diagram A and B they are having labels, so make sure to memorize these labels as well. Stems, leaves, and roots in A, Selaginella, and B equisetum, strobilus, node, internode, branch, rhizome. Remember these labels as well. So let's continue with this. These organs possess well differentiated vascular tissues. The leaves in Pteridophyta are small, microphyls, as in Selaginella, or large, macrophylls, as in ferns. The sporophytes bear sporangia that are subtended by leaf-like appendages called sporophylls. In some cases, sporophylls may form distinct compact structures called strobili or cones in Selaginella and Equisetum. The sporangia produce spores by meiosis in spore mother cells. The spores germinate to give rise to inconspicuous, small but multicellular, free-living, mostly photosynthetic thalloid gametophytes called prothallus. These gametes require cool, damp, shady places to grow. Because of this specific restricted requirement and the need for water for fertilization, the spread of living pteridophytes is limited and restricted to narrow geographical regions. The gametophytes bear male and female sex organs called antheridia and archegonia respectively. Water is required for transfer of anthrazoids, the male gametes released from the antheridia, to the mouth of archegonium. Fusion of male gamete with the egg present in the archegonium result in the formation of zygote. Zygote thereafter produces a multicellular well differentiated sporophyte, which is the dominant phase of the pteridophytes. In majority of the pteridophytes, all the spores are of similar kinds. Such plants are called homosporous. Genera like Selaginella and Salvinia, which produce two kinds of spores, macro large and micro small spores, are known as heterosporous. The megaspores and microspores germinate and give rise to female and male gametophytes respectively. The female gametophytes in these plants are retained on the parent sporophyte for variable periods. The development of the zygotes into embryos takes place within the female gametophytes. This event is a precursor to the seed habit considered as an important step in evolution. The pteridophytes are further classified into four classes: Psilopsida, example Psilotum; Lycopsida, example is Selaginella and Lycopodium; Sphenopsida, example is Equisedum; and Pteropsida, example is Triopteris, Pteris, and Adiantum. Now the next is gymnosperms. Gymnosperms, gymnos means naked, sperma means seeds, are plants in which the ovules are not enclosed by any ovary wall and remain exposed both before and after fertilization. The seeds that develop post fertilization are not covered, that is, are naked. Gymnosperms include medium sized trees or tall trees and shrubs. Figure 3.4. Let us look at the figure 3.4. So, figure 3.4a is cycas, B is pinus, and C is ginkgo. So memorize the labels in the ginkgo as well: dwarf shoot, long shoot, and seeds. Okay, let's get back to that paragraph. One of the gymnosperms, the giant redwood tree Sequoia, is one of the tallest tree species. The roots are generally tap roots. Roots in some genera have fungal association in the form of mycorrhiza, example Pinus, while in some others cycas, small specialized roots called coralloid roots are associated with nitrogen fixing bacteria. The stems are unbranched, cycas, or branched, Pinus or cedrus. These leaves may be simple or compound. In cycas, the pinnate leaves persist for a few years. The leaves in gymnosperms are well adapted to withstand extreme of temperatures, humidity, and wind. In conifers, the needle-like leaves reduce the surface area. Their thick cuticle and sunken stomata also help to reduce water loss. The gymnosperms are heterosporous. They produce haploid microspores and megaspores. The two kinds of spores are produced within sporangia that are borne on sporophylls, which are arranged spirally, that are an spirally along an axis to form lax or compact strobili or cones. The strobili bearing microsporophylls and microsporangia are called microsporangiate or male strobili. The microspores develop into a male gametophytic generation which is highly reduced and is confined to only a limited numbers of cells. This reduced gametophytes is called a pollen grain. The development of pollen grains take place within the microsporangia. The cones bearing megasporophylls with ovules or megasporangia are called megasporangiate or female strobili. The male or female cones or strobili may be borne on the same tree, Pinus. However, in cycas, male cones and megasporophylls are borne on different trees. The megaspore mother cell is differentiated from one of the cells of the nucellus. The nucellus is protected by envelopes and the composite structure is called an ovule. The ovules are borne on megasporophylls which may be clustered to form the female cones. The megaspore mother cell divides meiotically to form four megaspores. One of the megaspores enclosed within the megasporangium develops into a multicellular female gametophyte that bears two or more archegonia or female sex organs. The multicellular female gametophyte is also retained within megasporangium. Unlike bryophytes and pteridophytes, in gymnosperms the male and the female gametophytes do not have an independent free-living existence. They remain within the sporangia retained on the sporophytes. The pollen grain is released from the microsporangium. They are carried in air currents and come in contact with the opening of the ovules borne on megasporophores. The pollen tube carrying the male gametes grows towards archegonia in the ovules and discharges their contents near the mouth of the archegonia. Following fertilization, zygote develops into an embryo and the ovules into seeds. These seeds are not covered. So here comes the end of the third part of chapter 3 Plant Kingdom. To watch more such videos, do subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so you don't miss any video. And if you want us to create more such videos on any other book or subject, do mention in the comment section. Like and share the video to keep us motivated to create such content. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye bye.